So, Dr. Simon Goddek, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. And I know that you're preparing for your talk presentation tomorrow, so I won't take up too much of your time.
You said 5 minutes, right?
Oh, 5 minutes. So tell me, what do you think is the pressing issue of the day right now that we really need to focus on? What are you most concerned about?
I think I'm most concerned about scientific integrity, because I think the root of the problem is that we saw lots of corruption in science, in the field of peer review, in the field of scientific research, in the field of how the methodology is applied. And I think if we can get scientists back on track, we might be able to solve the problem.
So when you talk about scientific integrity, do you think there's a lot of science that's being thrown out there that really is, how would I say, pushing us down rabbit holes that we need not go? Are we being led astray, or what do you think is going on here? Because there's competing theories as to what is happening with the vaccine or with COVID. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a systematic problem. So what we can usually see is that the peer review process is highly biased.
Yeah.
So you need to go in a specific way in order to get your paper published. For example, if I publish papers on for example, permaculture, or I recently had one about greenhouses in desert areas, I always have to mention climate change. If I don't mention this, it will not be accepted.
Yeah.
And I try to do it, of course, in the most critical way, but without just mentioning it, you get into an issue. And we don't only have this regarding climate change. We have this regarding COVID. If you had an application about which is vaccine critical, it was very difficult to get it published because the majority of the people were brainwashed and they don't accept alternative opinions. Actually, science is about alternative opinions. Science is about actually trying to reject an hypothesis. But nowadays, science is just confirming the current thing. And if you don't do this, you get cancelled. You don't get follow-up funding for your research. So this is the issue we have right now.
So the scientific community is really supporting the technocratic sort of agenda, in a sense. It's producing work that supports what they want.
Yes, I think most people are not aware of this. So I think most professors are thinking they're doing good, but they are forgetting the essence of science, like what it really means to be a scientist, to be critical and to ask questions.
Yes.
So I think many people are not aware of it, but the fact that you can only make it to high positions as a professor, full professor, when being uncritical means they also kind of have an impact on your children, and you kind of create this society which is uncritical. So it's a systematic issue as well. So I don't blame a single professor who has this opinion. I blame those who actually steer the way towards the current things. So be this COVID, until now it's still happening somehow, and be this the uncritical view on climate change, man-made climate change. They always only blame the CO2. They implement CO2 or carbon credits. So this is highly concerning, and I think we need to push for a fair way to address scientific issues.
So your university punished you for speaking out and speaking boldly on issues that you felt were important, and you're no longer with the institution. Is that right?
Institutions. So I was dismissed twice. For once I was mentioning some corruption within the scientific community, which I had proof for. It was proven, certainly proven.
Yeah.
And the second time, it's exceeding my rights of freedom of expression. So
you paid a price for speaking out boldly on this issue.
Of course, it got dismissed,
of integrity and the scientific.
I also earned my freedom. So on the other hand,
yes.
It's not like that. That it was. I mean, they wanted to punish me, but I think being independent and there's no one who's pushing their thumb on you. I think it gives me more quality of life, even though I have a much lower salary right now, or I get much lower income. Because I don't have a salary, but I have income much lower than before. I still gain quality of life, and that's more important.
So is your main venture now the vitamin D supplement, or what are you up to now?
So yes, the sunfluencer.com.
So what is it again,
Sunfluencer, like influencer,
Sunfluencer,
like sunfluencer.
okay, and that is a
Good
line of supplements, or
It's
just
one.
vitamin
It's
D?
just one. I just focus on one. The second is in the making. The second will be omega-3.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have a whole line. I just want to make it very simple. Whatever you need is on there.
So you are vitamin D, vitamin D advocate. And tell me in a nutshell, why is vitamin D so imperative?
Well, actually, it regulates the immune system. So if you have vitamin D level above 50, the likelihood to get sick is close to 0. And the likelihood to get cancer is much reduced. So I can just tell everybody it's the most important thing you can.
Yes.
Actually, the most important thing, to be honest, is the food, is the diet and exercising.
Yeah.
But then comes vitamin D, then comes omega-3, then comes magnesium. We all have high deficiencies. I think if we address this, there's no need for any gene therapies to inject into us. So I think this holistic approach is something no health official has been talking about, and to me this is a big crime.
So what is different about your supplement, your vitamin D supplement, compared to others? What makes it unique?
Oh, well, mine contains vitamin K2 in a quite high doses, and magnesium complex. So without magnesium, synthesized vitamin D within your body is literally impossible. And 80% of the Americans have a deficiency of magnesium as well.
Yes.
And plus, I also included selenium and iodide just for thyroid function, because if your thyroid doesn't function well, also the metabolism doesn't work properly. So I tried to give some kind of turnkey solution for health. So this is what I tried. So I used expensive raw materials in order to make a high quality product for a reasonable price, because I wanted to have one for myself. That's how it started. I wanted to buy one for myself. I couldn't find it. And people always like, you always keep talking about vitamin D. Don't do it, man. And I was like, okay, I lost my job at this time. So this was it. People were animating me to do it.
Yeah.
I was doing it for me, for them.
I'm thrilled that you have done it, because now you can take one pill
2 pills per
or
day.
2 pills per day instead of taking a dozen.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all in one, and at levels that are the proper levels.
It should get to the point.
Yeah, you're getting. So bravo. I think you're going to do very well. You told me you were sold out. Your first batch.
My first batch, but it was a small batch, to be honest. So it was a small batch because I didn't have the investment money in the beginning. But of course, it's now sold out almost. I think I have 20 or 30 left, and now I'm waiting for the next batch, which will come in, I think, in 6 weeks. So,
okay, that's very good. I will be one of your customers. Maybe if you brought some to the conference, I'll buy some. I think I agree with you. Vitamin D is absolutely critical, and all the studies show that people that were dying of COVID were seriously vitamin D deficient.
Solely. So I'm not aware of anyone who had levels higher than 50 or 60 who died of or with COVID or whatever. For me it's the common cold. Maybe a stronger common cold, but still, we also know that vitamin D deficiency is flu season. So
exactly. That isn't that an interesting factoid? So how many milligram or international units of vitamin D do you take?
So I take more than my product because it's limited. So my product has 5,000 per day, and I think it's for the FDA. I think it's the limit per day. But I take myself 7,000.
You take 7. I take 10.
Yes, it's even better.
I don't think. It's not
fine.
Toxic.
No, not at all.
So we don't need to be worried about overdoing it.
No.
No.
It's possible. And especially it's dangerous it's potentially dangerous if you do this with vitamin K2.
Yes.
Many products don't have vitamin K2, and it could cause a calcification and serious health effects.
So you have to pair it with vitamin K2.
Yes.
Or else it's not absorbed.
No, absorption is fat dependent, so you have to eat with a fatty meal. Vitamin K2 is to avoid calcification, so that actually the vitamin D the calcium doesn't accumulate in the bloodstream.
So it's very important to pair that.
Yeah.
My supplement doesn't have vitamin K.
Almost none of them have.
No.
If they have them, mostly have them in a very low concentration. And mine has 200 micrograms per day.
So 200 micrograms a day with your vitamin D is imperative.
I think, to my knowledge.
Yes.
It is.
So interesting. Well, Dr. Goddek, thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best with your presentation tomorrow, and good luck with your vitamin D supplement company.
Thank you.
I think it's a wonderful idea. Okay.
Thanks.